The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. A vaccination site in Naic, Cavite has been temporarily closed down after four healthcare workers attending the area tested positive for COVID-19. JC Cosico with the story.
The Amesa Medical Mission COVID-19 vaccination site in Naic, Cavite has been closed for days now. This is because 3 nurses and 1 doctor assigned in the area tested positive for COVID-19 through antigen tests. The 4 are still awaiting the results of their confirmatory RT-PCR tests. Naic's Rural Health Unit said that 1 nurse began exhibiting symptoms last August 6.
Came from 1 nurse na nag-duty sa registration natin. Since siya po yung frontline, siya yung naandun sa registration, sa kanya po kasi siya yung nag-receive ng influx of patients.
8 of their close contacts were also part of the RHU, tested negative after undergoing antigen testing. Meanwhile, contact tracing is ongoing for the 600 individuals who went to the vaccination site last week. Vaccinees were told to self-monitor, isolate, and immediately report once they exhibit symptoms. The LGU said those who were not notified have nothing to worry about, but some residents still waiting for their jabs are bothered by the incident.
Natatakot din. Kaya lang siyempre kailangan natin ng proteksyon. Tapos siyempre magkasama rin kaming mga senior sa bahay, kailangan din yung vaccine.
Kasi siyempre may edad na rin ako, ay baka ako'y mahawa. Yung ibig sabihin wala naman ako nararamdamang sakit sa katawan ko, ay baka pag ako'y naturukan, ay yun pa ang maging sanhi ng aking karamdaman.
The vaccination site has been disinfected and operations are expected to resume next week.
Hindi naman natin ginisto na magkaroon yung ating mga health workers, lalo na ating mga nurse, siguro dahil na rin sa pagod. Walang tigil kasi yung pagbabaksin, pagod na sila.
COVID-19 cases in Naic have reached 1,288 with 205 active cases. The town has also logged 2 Delta variant cases, both of which have already recovered. Still, the RHU is not dismissing the possibility that the more transmissible variant drove the rise in cases.
Okay, every day we record about 20 to 30 cases, positive cases of COVID-19. That's every day. Before kasi ano lang tayo actually nag-0 case nga tayo before pero yung highest reported natin 10, 16, ganyan.
The LGU has reiterated its call on the public to observe minimum public health standards as Cavite remains under modified ECQ status. For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
Suspected COVID-19 cases who died at home in Cebu City have nearly doubled in just 2 weeks. Emergency Operations Center Deputy Chief Implementer and a counselor, Joel Garganera, said that they are seeing 22 to 26 community deaths this August who are suspected COVID-19 patients. This is an increase from 15 to 20 fatalities in July. The IATF, Visayas, and EOC are forming a team to probe these community deaths, which will include a verbal autopsy or post-medical examination. Health authorities confirm the detection of 177 additional Delta variant cases, bringing the total count to 627. At least 144 of which are local cases, 3 are returning overseas Filipinos or ROFs, while the remaining 30 are still being verified. Some 90 of them indicated addresses in Metro Manila, 25 in Calabarzon, 16 in Cagayan Valley, 8 in Ilocos region, 2 in the Cordillera, 2 in Western Visayas, and 1 in Davao region. Officials also reported additional 102 cases of the Alpha variant, 59 more Beta variant cases, and 14 new P3 variant infections. The health department logged more than 12,400 new COVID-19 cases today, the second consecutive day that we surpassed the 12,000 mark in fresh infections. This has brought the country's total caseload to 1.7 million, some 87,600 of which are considered active. 165 new COVID deaths were confirmed overnight, pushing the death toll to over 29,500. Total recoveries now stand at 1,583,000, with 6,000 new survivors reported in the past 24 hours. 22.5% of the 57,000 people tested for COVID-19 rendered positive results. Now, in other news, retailers and producers of agri-products complain of low demand amid lockdowns. They fear this could push prices up by next year as some decrease production to prevent further losses. Shyla Francisco with a story.
The impact of recent typhoons continues to push prices of vegetables in markets. Based on the Agriculture Department's monitoring, prices of some vegetables have doubled by as much as 110 pesos. This is hurting consumers who had to reduce their purchase due to limited budget amid the lockdown.
Nagtaas yung presyo pero yun syempre yung member naman ng family same pa din. So yung budget yung mag-a-adjust.
Siguro bawas yung sangkap, ganun. Kasi syempre, di ba, lalo ngayon naka-ECQ, di ba? Tapos baka ma-extend pa, sana wag naman. Kasi affected talaga lahat ng laborers.
Even while they are allowed to operate under ECQ, retailers complain that sales have still been cut by half.
Walang namimili, konti lang. Mamumuhunan ka lang malaki, hindi naman babalik. Kung nahihirapan yung mamimili, kaming namimili, nahihirapan din nagbebenta.
Producers are likewise affected by the low demand. Some poultry raisers have culled and sold 20% of their layer chickens or those grown to lay eggs. This is due to oversupply of eggs in markets, according to Agricultural Sector Alliance of the Philippines. There is also an oversupply in broilers chicken or those raised for meat, resulting in decreased farm gate prices. The low demand is also worsened by higher production costs and import competition. Because of this, some 30% of hog producers have stopped their repopulation and expansion plans. If the lockdowns continue, experts said supply and prices may be affected by next year.
Magsasuffer din ang ating mga mamimili, ang ating consumer. Pagkat maaari namang madagdagan pa ang kakulangan kapag bumalik na sa normal ang ating sitwasyon. Pagka nagkulang, edi tataas ang ating bilihin.
Producers are banking on cash aid so consumers can have additional budget to buy goods and drive demand. They are also asking for assistance to help with the losses. The DA said 5,000 pesos will be given to each of 1.5 million rice farmers tilling 2 hectares and below by October. This is from the excess tariff collection of about 7.6 billion pesos. But as for other farmers,
wala po tayong ayuda. Yung mga apektado ng kanilang farming and fishing, yun lang ang may emergency na mga ibibigay na pang-start ulit. Tuloy-tuloy ang availability ng loan support.
DAR added that they can provide an additional market through its Kadiwa ni Ani at Kita program. Shyla Francisco, VR1 News.
After Errol Spence withdrawal from their fight, Manny Pacquiao is excited to be facing Cuba's Yordenis Ugas. Apparently, both fighters have an important score to settle. Lino Luvario has the details.
Instead of feeling disappointed that Errol Spence Jr. was forced to withdraw from their highly anticipated showdown, 8th Division World Champion Manny Pacquiao says he is still thankful that the fight is still on. Pac-Man will be facing Yordenis Ugas, as Spence now has to undergo surgery for his torn retina, effectively sidelining him for the August 21 bout in Las Vegas. The Filipino boxer senator says he understands that health is one's utmost priority and hopes for the undefeated American's speedy recovery. Now, Pacquiao is just grateful that the hard work he put in his training camp won't go to waste, as Ugas, who was originally set to make his first title defense against Fabian Maidana on the August 21 undercard, became available after Maidana also suffered an injury on his left eye.
If there's no Ugas in the undercard, there's no the same weight in my undercard. I think probably the fight will be cancelled, but it happened that way. It's a good thing that Ugas is the same weight in welterweight division and under his undercard.
Manny only has 10 days now to pivot from training for a southpaw opponent in Spence to an orthodox fighter in Ugas. But the People's Champ assures this won't be a problem.
The only adjustment that I'm going to make is for this fight is the southpaw and the right-handed. So that's the only thing, because Errol Spence is aggressive also, and Ugas is aggressive, so that's good. I mean, we can create more action in the ring. The fans will love it.
But this does not in any way mean that he's taking the last-minute replacement from Cuba lightly. Ugas formerly held the WBA regular welterweight belt until he was elevated to WBA super champion after Pacquiao was stripped off the belt due to inactivity, as Manny had not fought since July 2019. And they both agree they have something important to settle.
I don't care if this is the champion or I'm the champion or no, but let's finish this fight first, and then we will see who's the title holder.
Pacquiao made history when he beat Keith Thurman at the age of 40 as the oldest welterweight boxing champion. Now, as a challenger in this fight, a win against Ugas at the age of 42 means rewriting history and breaking his own record. A thought that elicited a big smile on Manny's face.
That's very good. That's very good, because I'm myself breaking my own record.
You like that, right?
I like that. I like that. Making history.
For News 5, Lynn Olivario, We Are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Malacanang has confirmed President Duterte's approval of 3.6 billion pesos worth of additional budget for cash aid in NCR, Bataan, and Laguna. The Interior Department earlier said 278 million will go to Metro Manila, 700 million will go to Bataan, and 2.7 billion will be given to Laguna. The country has surpassed the 12 million mark in the number of people fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Malacanang said over 26.1 million Pinoys have received at least one dose of the vaccine. And citing the ongoing lockdowns, a coalition of youth organizations and student councils has urged COMELEC to extend voters' registration by at least a month. The First Time Voters Network said that as many as 13 million potential voters could be disenfranchised. COMELEC had earlier said that the September 30 deadline will no longer be extended. And those are the top stories of the hour. For more update, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. You may also visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.